you see? Children. Little children.
Fans will get to see beyond George R.R. Martin's fictional world of the Seven Kingdoms. After the massive success of Game of Thrones' 8 seasons and the initial season of House of the Dragon, more shows are in the works. The HBO's GOT prequel will come back for more blood and fire in 2024. But before that, will we get to see the much-awaited Jon Snow spin-off? Let's find out. First off, GOT sequel featuring Jon Snow has no chance of coming before 2025. Although there's been no official word that the Jon Snow spin-off Snow would ever grace our screens, reports are already swirling that it could arrive before the second season of House of the Dragon. With the franchise's worldwide fame and confirmation from G.R.R. Martin over the summer that second and third drafts of the screenplay have already been completed, it appears that the sequel drama is on the way. But will it truly be released before the second season of HOTD? Based on the current state of the project, it's safe to assume we won't be watching Snow until 2025.
Of House Targaryen. You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
Now we know that HOTD Season 2 has been approved, even though production hasn't quite begun. Its first season started shooting in April 2021, and the series premiered in August 2022. That's a 15-month turnaround. According to Forbes, production for the following season will begin in April 2023, so we can probably predict Season 2 to be released in August 2024. That means it'll come before Snow is out, and maybe we could see it even before that. COVID limitations were still in effect when Season 1 started filming, so there's a chance that Season 2 might drop sooner. On the whole, it looks unlikely that the upcoming Jon Snow series will be released before the second season of House of the Dragon, although this isn't entirely a bad thing. The speed of HOTD Season 1 has been criticized by fans, but we're told that it's going to quicken up in the following seasons. This provides the show's creators the opportunity to win over skeptics, and it might be a sensible approach. Now for a crazy HOTD theory could be confirmed by the Jon Snow spin-off series. As a beloved character in GOT, any sequel starring Jon Snow will be met with a lot of excitement, and so far, all signs show that he'll be performed by Kit Harington, who is reported to have thought up the idea for the project, allowing the chance for the HOTD audience to process things, as well as giving the show's writers and producers enough time to master it, is vastly better than rushing it through production and ending up with another show that some fans of the franchise consider a letdown. Nobody wants another Season 8 of GOT throwback. Right from the start of GOT, a fan theory has dominated every talk of Jon Snow's ancestry. The L+R=J idea that Jon was the offspring of Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen rather than Ned Stark's bastard child. Later in the plotline, it's revealed that Jon's real name is actually Aegon Targaryen.
It's Aegon Targaryen.
It's Aegon Targaryen.
Aegon's name resonates through much of House of the Dragon, most notably in Aegon I's prophecy that the promised prince would unite the kingdom against a danger out from the north. This was divine truth to King Viserys. Could he, however, have had a dream of the real prince who was promised, thus setting up Jon Snow's spin-off series? We know that Jon ultimately fulfilled the prophecy by uniting Westeros and fighting the Night King. Perhaps Viserys delivered these mysterious words of encouragement to him in a vision off-screen. Then, of course, there'd be no proof of that, except if Jon mentions it in his planned spin-off show, which has been promised in 2025. Let's look at what we can expect from HOTD Season 2. Producer Sarah Hess hinted in the Season 1 premiere that we'll witness a new side of Daemon, which would continue over into Season 2 and his bond with Rhaenyra. Series creator Ryan Condal indicated the overarching tale might span some 100 years, stating that they have a really strong strategy planned out. The showrunner said there are over 300 years of Targaryen legacy to discover, and there are so many interesting stories inside it. Then there's the narrative of the war, the tale of the Targaryens abandoning Old Valyria, and the tragedy before the conquest. He said that while most of the stories show the Targaryens having dragons and being powerful, there are some in which Targaryens no longer possess dragons but still remain powerful. Condal called it a highly detailed tapestry. After Season 1 ended, Condal told Deadline that there would be no more character recasting in the future. Looks like they're not taking any significant leaps forwards in time and only going to be focusing on telling the fans about the Dance of the Dragons.
Return with us to King's Landing. It's time that you came home.
The upcoming seasons are expected to reach the rhythms fans grew to expect from GOT's middle run, only it will have to be earned, and fans will feel the tragedies if the creators put in the work. Not to mention, there's a shift in showrunners of House of the Dragons. Miguel Sapochnik withdrew as co-showrunner on the program in September, with Condal expected to act as the sole head on Season 2. Sapochnik, on the other hand, will be listed as an executive producer. He talked about how privileged and honored he felt to have worked within the Thrones world for the past several years. He was extremely proud of what they did with HOTD HOTD Season 1 and was overjoyed by the audience's passionate response. Miguel said it was really difficult to make the decision to leave, but he knew it was the best decision for him, both emotionally and professionally.
Is finished. Do you understand?
Matt Smith playing Daemon, Olivia Cooke portraying Alicent Hightower, Emma Darcy as Rhaenyra, Eve Best as Rhaenys, and Steve Toussaint playing the character of Corlys Velaryon are all likely to return. Season 2 is also planned to feature more of Aegon II and Aemond Targaryen, as portrayed by Ewan Mitchell and Tom Glyn Carney. Condell, in an interview with Variety, seems to shout out the reappearance of Millie Alcock and Emily Carey as the child versions of Rhaenyra and Alicent in the upcoming Season 2. When asked if we'd see the younger duo again, Condell said he wasn't sure. In terms of Season 2, he stated that young Rhaenyra and Alicent aren't part of the story narrative yet. They said it's something they haven't considered at the moment. Condell, on the other hand, did not rule out the prospect of additional seasons, suggesting House of the Dragon's thematic framework could be a little fancier than Game of Thrones. Up next, Grey Worm won't be making a comeback in the upcoming Jon Snow sequel. Jacob Anderson isn't going to pick up his unsullied armor anytime soon. The GOT star, who portrayed the faithful soldier Grey Worm for 5 seasons, confessed to E! News that he doesn't plan to make his return in the expected Jon Snow sequel. It really doesn't make good sense for the characters, considering how they ended things, says Anderson. I think it'd be pretty tense if he did, the Game of Thrones actor said. I think the only way that Grey Worm would show up in that show is to kill Jon Snow. The Commander of War was last seen demanding justice after Jon murdered Daenerys Targaryen. Finally, Jon was taken back north to the Wall, but was abandoned by the wildlings to begin again. Eventually, Grey Worm, together with the Unsullied and Dothraki armies, left Westeros for Naath. Not only is it doubtful that the leader of the Unsullied soldiers will venture further than the Wall, but Anderson claimed that Grey Worm has really no desire to see Jon Snow again. He said it was quite a significant condition of Jon's life that his character didn't wish to see his face again. Both Snow and Worm decided to do things their own way, the actor shared. The British actor concluded that it would be quite surprising if Grey Worm comes back to the screen. Fans of Anderson, on the other hand, shouldn't be disappointed because they can now see him on their screens in a different role. The actor is currently starring as the morally confused vampire Louis in AMC's version of Anne Rice's 1976 book called Interview with the Vampire. Lastly, are there any more Game of Thrones spin-off series in the works? There's more to the GOT franchise than you could possibly imagine. Aside from House of the Dragon, plenty of other GOT spin-off projects are apparently in the works. HBO is reportedly working on 3 more spin-off shows, as announced in March 2021. According to Deadline, the Sea Snake, originally known as 9 Voyages, is the farthest advanced in development. Corlys Velaryon, or the Sea Snake, portrayed by Steve Toussaint in HOTD, would be the protagonist of the prequel. 10,000 Ships, a project said to be in the pipeline, is set 1,000 years earlier than GOT and would feature Princess Nymeria, a descendant of House Martell. The other possible shows include a prequel based on the Tales of Dunk and Egg novels, a series set in Flea Bottom, and an animated show called The Golden Empire situated in Yee. That's a wrap for this video. Do you want to know more about the upcoming shows in the GOT franchise? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.